Meteorologist Matthew East here with you for this November 17th edition of the Carolina Weather Video, and some weather changes beginning to take place. It was another gorgeous day yesterday, 70s for highs and sunshine. But you look up in the sky today, some clouds beginning to settle on into the region, and it's a sign of things to come. We'll talk about what will unfold this week, plus take a peek toward Thanksgiving week next week as this video unfolds. So a lot to talk about here. Let's start off with the radar across the lower 48. Still have this big upper level low sitting over really the Ozarks this morning, and that's been causing a lot of snow on the backside of it. Over a foot of snow in parts of the Rockies over the weekend. The snow really flying this morning in Kansas into northwestern Missouri, including the Kansas City area. Over a foot of snow yesterday in parts of Kansas. And the rain's also pretty heavy in parts of Illinois and Indiana this morning, but it gets much more spotty in nature when you get down into Tennessee and Alabama. And again, all this really due to an upper air low pressure that's sitting over the Ozarks, and it's not going to move much today. It'll slowly lift northward, though, in the next 48 hours, but slow being the operative word. Now, in terms of temperatures, we had highs yesterday, 10 to 15 degrees above average. Today, we're closer to average. We're talking a lot of low to mid 60s around the Carolina Piedmont for highs today, and in relation to average, we're only talking 3 to 6 degrees above average. So highs closer to average for this time of year here, and below average highs, sometimes significantly so today, back in parts of Louisiana and Mississippi, as some of that cooler air begins to move in that direction. Now, for our weather today, it'll be a dry day, but there will be a lot more cloud cover today than what we saw yesterday. Now, after midnight tonight, we begin to see the chance of some drizzle settling into the Piedmont, and then some shower chances with us tomorrow as the moisture begins to ride up and over one of our Carolina wedges. You can pick up that cold air damming signature by the kinking there, the isobars east of the mountains. That is that northeasterly flow at the surface. Up and above that, you get a flow of moisture off the Atlantic Ocean, and the result is some shower chances tomorrow, and it looks like those shower chances could extend into at least Thursday morning. But after that, we're dry again on Friday, and then we begin to watch for our next system. Notice the rain breaking out in the northwestern Gulf here on the GFS Friday afternoon. And I'll show you what the GFS does with this. It takes a coastal low from near the mouth of the Mississippi River Saturday evening to near the Carolina coast Sunday morning. And that in turn spreads some pretty good rain in here Saturday night into Sunday. Now that's the GFS. It is the quickest of the models. Let me hit a couple of the other models for you. This is the European model, Saturday evening. And it has that developing low pressure Saturday evening near the Louisiana coast. But it is slower with racing that to the coast, so it doesn't really bring rain in here until later Sunday. Here's the Canadian model, and this is valid Sunday evening, and it actually has the surface low over, say, Dothan, Alabama, and the rain just spreading in here into the Carolinas Sunday evening, so it's slower. So the timing in question, but it does look like we'll have that area of low pressure move from the northern Gulf to the Carolina coast later in the weekend. We probably will be able to get Saturday in dry, but it looks like Sunday might wind up being a rainy, chilly kind of day. Exactly when those rain chances move in Sunday, though, is still a question mark. And then, of course, we're into Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving is a week from Thursday, so let me sort of peek down the road. First of all, this is the GFS for Monday evening. Looks like we'll be pretty quiet by then as that coastal low pulls away. But a lot of cold air building, and here we are finally to Wednesday morning next week. And the GFS showing the next system sweeping through now on the latest run, or at least the 0Z run today. It brings that rain chance through Wednesday. And then finally, this is on the GFS Friday evening. And there's a lot of cold air, but now into Canada, and trying to push into parts of the U.S. Now, there's still a lot of disagreement as to how this unfolds, but it looks like we're going to try to see some of that colder air collapsing into the eastern U.S. By Thanksgiving or pretty soon thereafter. But again, the details on that still a little sketchy. But that cold air that's been bottled up north for a while is going to try to collapse down in here with time, and that might try to occur somewhere 8 to 10 days from now. We'll see how that occurs, or how that transpires. But in terms of this week, a dry day today, but the shower chances coming tomorrow and into Thursday. and then we're dry Friday and probably Saturday before that coastal low develops late in the weekend. So lots to talk about. The active storm track looks like it's settling in for the next week or so at least, and that'll make for some changeable weather. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great Tuesday, and God bless.